Man v Fat Swansea. Season 5, Matchday 14. Your coach Howell. We've done it. We've seen out Season 5 as a whole. And honestly, what a season it has been. I don't know where to start. It's been an immense season with some of the best footballing we've seen, some of the best weight loss we've seen, some of the most determined individuals I have ever witnessed in my entire life. And not to make it about myself, but as my first season in charge, I feel proud. I really do. It's a point of pride, and a lot of it has come into perspective this week, where conversations have happened about, and a lot of reflection has happened, and all I can say is that although it's been an amazing learning curve, it has been possibly one of the best experiences I've ever had. Being there, watching you guys weigh in, week out, seeing the trepidation, the anticipation, everything going through your body about what those numbers are going to show on the scale, and just seeing you completely elated when you're seeing it's gone the right way, and all your efforts of the week have just absolutely paid off. It's a fantastic feeling. It's, and all I can say is for any person to have that opportunity, you're lucky. And I count myself extremely lucky as a person who's got that opportunity to be there with you guys on your journeys all the way through. So again, just like last week, thank you. I promise I won't go as long as last week as well. A couple of comments this week about the fact that I waffled, so I will promise that I'll keep it as prompt as I can here. So let's go for it then. Tracker bonus. Orange, fantastic guys. You had the most individuals tracking for you this week. We've got the team loss bonus as well for the black. Amazing weight loss, guys. Something has switched and you have really gone for it. And you coming into season 6, guys, it's all to play for. And of course, the team attendance bonus of yellow, blue and white. Well done, guys. Absolutely fantastic there. Season 5 percentage winner. Not just leader, winner right now is Kyle Bamford. And congratulations to you, mate. You have been an absolute inspiration all the way through the season. And let's carry it on. Let's go for it. Let's really push this and get it there to season 6 as well and see what that prevails. Massive congratulations for you, mate. 87 in attendance. And again, for Matchday 14, where everyone seems to be slowing down, 87 in attendance is really impressive. Fair play, guys. I'm really, really pleased about that. 50 pitch goals, 40 scales goals, and you'll see then that has had an effect on the amount of weight loss this week. And of course, the coaches' goals then at 124, the largest amount that we've had so far. And that is because the Rumble goals have been not only doubled, not only tripled, it's times 7. For every single person who's still left in the Rumble, they've contributed 7 goals to their team. So let's see how that has worked out. Funky graphics again. I'm keeping these going. I really like them. So as you can see, we'll go from the centre this time. As you can see, the weekly club loss, it was actually a gain of 8.4 kilos, which has brought us to 4.83.5 kilo, 483.5 kilograms for the entire season. Now that, again, although we finished the season with a comparatively small gain compared to the amount of that we've lost, that is an amazing figure, guys. We are still at arm's reach to half a ton, and next season with another 22, possibly more guys there with us next season, we probably reach that half ton and more. And I honestly extremely proud of every single one of you. So let's look at the weekly team losses. Now, obviously, I'm not going to put minus numbers in. I am not here to shame, but at the same point, what we've got here is that we've got a lot of people who have maintained. So I will highlight the ones who have lost by there. So then we've got Sport Nabir at 4.4 kilos, and we've got Scran Ra smashing in to 10.9 kilo loss in 1 week. Absolutely tremendous, guys. And that is why you have earned those goals as the biggest team loss. Congratulations. And of course, the top biggest losers, and we can see there's 3 of Scranrar in there, but then we'll go from top to bottom there. Clayton Holloway, 3.9 kilos. And I will tell you, he stood in those scales and he went, this is not going to look good, mate. This is not going to look good. What? No chance. Absolutely fantastic, and it's an absolute pleasure having you back, mate. Chris Mabe then came in. Also, wasn't sure. 2.6, and I was like, didn't expect that much. Kyle Lewis, absolutely determined to keep his record going and hit 2.5 kilos. Andrew Hayward, 2.3, in disbelief that he had 2.3 kilo loss. And of course, our main man, Chris Shaw, 2.2 kilos. And he looked at me, gave me that look, and he went, there's a milestone coming. And that is where we are right now. The 10% club. Jamie Lewis, welcome, mate. You've done it. You've got the 10%. Absolutely tremendous there. You finished the season off on an absolute high. Congratulations. On to the 15% club then. We've got Darryl Cox and Nathan Alagosta. Determined to get those, and you've done it. You've done it. You've got to week 14 and you've hit your milestones. You've achieved that. And I've already seen the posts there gunning for 20%. Absolutely amazing, guys. 25% then for our record holder of losses. 35 weeks so far, Kyle? You can confirm that to me later on. I think it's 35 weeks there of consistent, non-stop, on-weighing times loss. Amazing. 25% for you. And our main man, the king, as he was titled on our WhatsApp groups, Chris Shaw. What an absolute inspiration of a man. 40% of his body weight has been lost in this program. Just to give you an insight of that, that's 61 kilos. 61 kilos since January 2022. Myself and Chris, we started exactly the same time, and he has absolutely blistered it. As a friend, as a work colleague, and as a brother of Man v Fat, I couldn't be prouder of you, honestly. The guy is an absolute inspiration, with so many people who can be grateful just for his presence, let alone the effort, the accountability, the consideration, and just his camaraderie towards people it's just there. And I don't think that there's anyone who not only has a bad word to say about Chris Shaw, but I don't think there's anyone out there who doesn't absolutely love the guy for what he's been doing. Absolute inspiration. I won't carry on because I am already waffling on, as been said. So the results of last night. We'll have a look at these now. We'll go from there. So the incredible bulks against Fat Astuta, our first game of the night. Pitch-wise, it was 6-1, but then obviously with the borrows and the 2-goal penalty for that, it was 8-1 recorded on the pitch. Scales then was 1-2 to Fat Astuta. Tracking was 3-1 to Incredible Bulks. Bonus goals then were at 0, as there was nobody else in the Rumble. And of course, that leaves the overall score as 5-11 to Fat Astuta. Brett Johnson, Carl May, you were voted the opposition's man of the matches. And what you'll notice as we're going through this, there is a lot of keepers. And this says a lot about our season as well. It's been the keepers season where a lot of accolades have been going to the goalkeepers, and the absolute quality that we've had going through the season itself. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And from speaking as somebody who can hardly save a ball, let alone do anything else, to see that kind of performance week in, week out is absolutely awesome, guys. Second game, Marco Banfastin against Scranrar. Pitch was 10-1. A lot of the write-ups are saying that it wasn't, that scoreline doesn't reflect the game. But that is what happened there. And Marco Banfastin can be very pleased with that result because that confirmed their pitch title, which you will see later on, of course, as well. Scales was 6-9, and you can see there that Scranra had a very good week on the scales. Tracking was 2-3 to Scranra, but the bonus goals kicked it in, where, of course, Marco Banfastin had 3 people still in the rumble, which boosted them up to 22-9, which gave an overall of 40-22. Obviously, without the rumble, it would have been a much closer game. However, that is what's been promised, and that is why these very determined gentlemen have been just slogging it throughout the last 14 weeks to get over the finish line. Congratulations, guys. That's been absolutely tremendous. Byron and Chris Carter, you have been voted as the opposition's man of the matches for your performances on the pitch. Congratulations. Third game, Pink Panthers against the Vinda Blues. So the game was 9-6 to the Pink Panthers. The scales was 1-1. The tracking was 1-2 to Vinda Blues. The bonus goals were 7-14, which gave an overall of 18-23. So close, unbelievably close there, and you can see that it is down to the rumble. It's the rumble that has had so much of an effect on this, and do you know what? Great, brilliant. A lot of people may think that it's an unfair service, but at the same point, it's what's been agreed at the very start of the season, and it is exactly what these guys deserve. They have blistered it throughout this entire season and managed to come out the other end. It gave an overall of 18-23 to the Vinda Blues. Congratulations there. And of course, Phil Davis, as titled Mr. Consistent from his team, and of course, Jordan Aspelund, were voted as the opposition's man of the matches. Congratulations. Fifth game, Thinatu in it against the Frying Dutchmen. It was actually classed as a decider. However, Thinatu in it needed to get a considerable amount of goals on goal difference to turn the switch. But this is how it turned out. So the pitch score was 5-1 to the Frying Dutchmen. The scales was 5-7 Frying Dutchmen. Tracking was 2-3 to the Frying Dutchmen. However, Thinatu in it still had a considerable amount of people in the rumble, which ended up then being in a position where it was 28-15 to the Thinatu in it, which allowed the overall score to be 37-30. And that made the decider, of course. So then you'll see with this, you will actually see it on the table on the next page, where you'll see how close effectively it was at the top of the table. Martin Davis and Chizzy, you were voted the opposition's man of the matches there. Congratulations, guys. Final game of the night was Sporting Biergat against FC Fazio, and the pitch itself was 5-4. Very close game, very enjoyable game. Managed to get a good view of that, considering that everyone had been already weighed in, and I had a small amount of admin to do right at the end. Scales was 9-0 to Sporting Biergat. They blistered it again this week. 3-3 on tracking, and the bonus then of 22 goals goes to Sporting Biergat there, which left an overall at 39-7. Matt Evans and Shaky Lee Stevens, you were voted the opposition's man of the matches there. And as you can see, with the amount of goalkeepers that were put into the opposition man of the matches, you can see what kind of night that it was. It was a night of the keeper's sensation. Very pleased to see that as well, because it's a difficult role, because you're the last line of defence, you're the last point of responsibility. But however, when you get a stormer of a game, you're the first person to get all the praise as well, which is absolutely lush to see. Moving on. I need to speed that up, I think. So as you can see on the scales, the Frying Dutchmen have won it. They won it last week. Congratulations, Frying Dutchmen. You've won that with a 3-goal difference, a 3-point difference, making it nice and safe that you were crowned last week. However, it was still to win on the overall. And as you can see with the point element of it, it could have gone any way. However, how it's gone is that the Frying Dutchmen have won on goal difference at 25 points. Thinatu in it had 25 points, but a smaller goal difference, of course. Sporting Biergat at 24 points. So that there is an indication of exactly how close and how competitive not only on the pitch, not only on the scales. Overall, it's been an extremely competitive season. Even down to the bottom end there, you can see that Pink Panthers, Fatastuta, Scranra, Vinder Blues, there was a win between it, and it could have completely switched over on his head there. Absolutely brilliant to see, and thoroughly an enjoyable season to watch develop as we go through there. As you know from next season, of course, this will be split on the pitch, and I will be introducing a lot more of that to you as the next the week goes by. But I'll explain more about that later on. Okay, so we've got our team of the week here, and the team of the week is the one that's voted by the teams. So then I'm going to put this into it now, and I'll explain who everyone is and why they are on it, of course. So we start right at the very top there with Orange, and we've got Nick Davis and the Kraken, Matthew Burrows in there. They've been voted into the team of the week this week due to the fact that they are the winners for the Flying Dutchman there of their Rumble. Their consistency and their consistent weight loss throughout the season has given them that accolade. Congratulations, guys. Kyle Lewis and Jamie Lewis, then, you have been voted as Marco Banfastin's Team of the Week, entries for Team of the Week there for your milestones. 25% for Kyle Lewis, and of course 10% Jamie. Congratulations, guys. Fully deserved there. The Vinder Blues have voted Phil Vincelbach and Aaron Harris as their entries for the Team of the Week. They've had a fantastic season. Their Rumble success has been out of this world, and they have stayed in it the entire time, and they have just plugged at it and gone for it and been so determined to get there. Congratulations, absolutely fantastic. Joel Barder, Fatastuta's entry there, 1.8 kilo loss this week. And then we've got Ashley Gilbert and Michael Carter there, both losing 0.7 kilos for their team. And of course, Ashley incurring his hat-trick for the team as well. Congratulations there. Dave Evans, 0.8 kilo loss, brilliant. Daryl, you've then hit your 15% last night. Absolutely fantastic there. Phil Davis, as mentioned, Mr. Consistent. His Rumble success has given the team an extra 7 goals this week, which is absolutely tremendous. First season in and showing exactly how it's done. Nathan Alagosta, Andrew Hayward. Nathan with your 15%. Congratulations, mate. 3 goals for your team, and that precious milestone that you've been gunning for and you were determined to hit. And you've already noted that you've already got your sights on 20%. Lush to see. Andrew Hayward, of course, for 2.3 kilos on the loss. Absolutely brilliant. Sheer brilliance there. And I've purposely left Chris Shaw out of this because, honestly, we can't sniff for this. 40%, guys. I'll say it once more. 40%. And I will say this, and I'm hoping that the decision makers take a note of this. If this guy doesn't win his nomination as an amazing loser in the National Man v Fat Awards, I don't understand. Honestly, it is amazing. The determination of this guy to hit those milestones, achieve his goals, it's nothing short than inspirational. And I'm very proud of that. Guys, every single one of you on the screen right now needs to tip your hat, needs to ensure that these guys have the respect for what they're doing. This is absolutely amazing. And honestly, every single one of you have just worked your socks off this season. Congratulations. Absolutely fantastic. And this is where we are, the Rumble. There's 16 guys still remaining in it. 202 of you have been eliminated, but 16 guys have hit it and have managed to get over the line. And let's see who those 16 guys are. So as we go along this, you can see that Aaron and Phil for the Blues are still in it. Kyle, Jamie and Kev, you're still in it for the Whites. Chris Shaw, you're still in it for the Blacks. Adam, Nathan and Richard, you're still in it for the Yellows. Matthew Burrows and Nick Davis, you are still in it for the Oranges. Phil Davis, you're still in it for the Pinks. And of course, Kyle, Darryl, Gareth and Martin, you are still strong going for it. And you are the champions of the Royal Rumble, guys. Absolutely amazing. There are other leagues out there that continue it, and they let it carry on until there's literally one that can continue. But my personal view on this is that you've all slogged so hard for the last 14 weeks. You deserve the praise. You deserve to have this accolade on you that you are Rumble winners. Honestly, guys, absolutely amazing. Couldn't be prouder, and it's brought an amazing sensation, an amazing feeling towards the end of the season, where we can see that it's not just a short-term thing. There's brand new disciplines that have been taught to yourselves, and you've been sharing them with other people. It was gorgeous yesterday hearing new members asking members who were there and going, "What's your secret? How are you doing it?" And the information coming through was amazing. And the first thing that came through was tracking and being accountable for what you're eating, and not having that point of going, I've gone over, so I just won't put anything else in. Be accountable. Be that point where you can see on that graph, you can see that it goes from the green into the red, and you can identify. That is why. Having this level of accountability is so important, just to be able to understand where things are going. But bear in mind, and this is something that I think is really important to go by. And I know that there's a lot of people in this group right now that you're seeing on your screens that continue with this kind of philosophy, as I have, where you have to be in a position where you remind yourself that you're human. If you're constantly going on it over and over and over again, and you're losing weight and you're staying disciplined and you're continuing to do so, it's great. Don't get me wrong, it's fantastic. But you also have to remind yourself that you're human. And you also have to remind yourself that sometimes all this discipline and continuing point, it's slowly going to start getting resentful, because you're going to think to yourself, is it really worth it? Because the moment that you keep going for that and then you don't get those losses as much as you want, you start questioning whether it's worth it. And this is why it's important to have that, whether it's weekly, whether it's fortnightly, whether it's monthly, that little point where you give yourself a little break, even if it's just one meal. Just give yourself a break and enjoy that, and remind yourself that you're human, and you're doing this because you want to be able to enjoy yourself, and you want to be accountable for what you're doing. And when you do that, you then start thinking, you get yourself in a nice routine where you go, right, I've weighed in, and now I can enjoy that, and then I can get back on it knowing that that's coming again. And I think that that's the most healthy pattern for it, to be honest with you. It certainly worked for me. It's worked for a lot of guys when I've been listening to their advice to other people as well. So if you are struggling, please remember that this community isn't the fact that you just listen to your coach. This community is, in fact, exactly that. You listen and you communicate with everyone in the community, and their advice is golden. It's so important. Take every ounce of it and enjoy it, guys. And it brings us to this slide. Our overall champions being the Frying Dutchman, our pitch champions being Marco Banfastin, and our scales champion being the Frying Dutchman as well. Congratulations to you guys. You fully deserve your accolades, and I am so proud of your performances throughout the season. Honestly, it's been a pleasure being your coach. It's been a pleasure to be in a position that hopefully I can carry on and I can enjoy season 6 with you, where there's a lot of changes. There's a huge amount of changes, and this is what you're going to see on the next slide. We've got the fixtures for the friendly right here. You can see this, the graphics are slightly changed. Nothing too drastic quite yet. That's all to come, but we've got a slight change to how things work. From next week onwards, we've got the post-season friendlies. So the next week, they're just friendlies. It's an optional way in for our existing members. If you want to stay accountable, if you want to see where you are with it, please make sure you weigh in. I'm more than happy to take your weight. And that will then be recorded as your season starting weight for season 6. Our two new teams, you can see I've put there, which are lime green and maroon. Other people want to call them light green and brown. I don't know what you want to call them, but a lime green maroon I think sounds a little better. They will be playing on the one of the pitches, and then of course the other set of teams will be playing on the second pitch that we've got there. To be confirmed, of course, which pitches they are. I'll be speaking nicely to Pure Football, our wonderful hosts, regarding that. So this is how it'll work then. We'll have Scranra against Fatastuta at 7 o'clock. Then our two new teams at 7:30 will play against each other. Then, of course, at 8 o'clock, we'll have Thinnitu in it against the Vinda Blues. On the second pitch, we'll have Marco Banfastin playing against the Pink Panthers. At 7:30 then, on the second pitch, we'll have Fazio playing against the Incredible Bulks. And then at 8 o'clock, we'll have Sport Nabiagat playing against our overall champions right now, who are the Flying Dutchmen. Now, I understand as well that there's a lot of arrangements going on next week where certain teams are going to be having their post-season socials, etc. And that's perfectly fine. These are only friendlies. If there's not enough of an original team to facilitate a game there, there's going to be plenty of people around to fill in and just enjoy the kickabouts. And especially with the fact that the season's come to an end, they can mix around with people that they haven't played with this season, and it'll give them a nice little taste of what's to come as well. But then having those two simultaneous pitches going on and finishing at 8 o'clock and being able to enjoy the social element of Man v Fat in Pure Football on a Tuesday night is going to be something which a lot of the original members will reminisce over and will look forward to. As I've said, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. For the new members as well, I am thoroughly looking forward to meeting you and getting involved and getting you started. It's going to be a fantastic journey. Please feel free. I know I've put in the home weigh-ins and the away weigh-ins. Please feel free to come earlier, guys. Support the games. Come and watch the games and build on this community and make it feel like a fantastic vibe. It would be lovely for us to just get the vibe going from the moment it starts. It's been amazing to be a coach for season 5, guys, and I'm thoroughly looking forward to season 6. Signing out.